Hello, my name is Angel, and I am from Solomon Page, located in New York City. I'm here as a recruiter. I wanted to interview you, Kevin, as for an entry level position as a financial analyst. So, if you want to just sit back, relax, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. Uh, First, starting off, why are you interested in this position?
Well, for one, I just wanted to take the time to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to come in here today and try and get this position. Secondly, interested in this position because ever since I was a freshman in college, I wanted to do financial analyst. I wanted to be a financial analyst. Once I took my introduction to financial management class, I knew that it was something that I would be really passionate about. And it was actually something that I could see myself doing for the rest of my life. So I feel like I'm good at things at which I'm really passionate about, and this is one of those things. And I feel like I can bring a lot to your company with my passion and my desire to learn.
I like that. That's a good answer. So, why did you decide to go to Kutztown University?
Well, if I'm being completely honest, the reason I decided to go to Kutztown University, it wasn't my first choice, but following in I guess my financial background, it was the school that offered me the most money. So yeah, I could have went to Temple University. I'm from Philadelphia, so I could have went to Temple University and spent a lot more money to be closer with my friends. But ultimately, my family and I decided that the best financial decision would be to go to Kutztown, where they would give me the most financial aid and probably where I could be in a different environment to see how that helps my learning.
Yeah, no, I get it. Most people like to save their money as much as they can.
Yep.
Uh, so, what are some short and long term goals that you have?
Well, some short-term goals for me is just to get a good position with a good company such as Solomon Page. I actually did a little bit of research about you guys' company, so I know that you guys like to retain your workers and build a good work environment. So that's one of my short-term goals. One of my long-term goals is to just be at a job where I can see myself growing. You know, I don't want to always be at the entry-level position, and I'm sure that you guys have many growth opportunities for growth within your company. But yeah, that's pretty much the most important thing. Short term, I just want that security, and long term, I just want that ability to move forward because I know that I'm gonna only get better with my job, and I want my compensation as well as my performance to reflect that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, do you prefer working alone or in a group with a team?
I'd say that I definitely prefer working with a team just because I'm a little bit of a social person, so that would definitely help me. Like, I'm not the type of person that could sit behind a desk and just work by themselves all day. I feel like I need interaction with people, so I would just say I would be better at working with a team.
That's good. Over here at Solomon Page, we do like teamwork. All right. So, now if you had to list a couple, what kind of strengths and weaknesses do you have?
Well, I feel like some of my strengths are that I'm very like relatable. I think that I'm good with people. Like I think I can talk to any kind of person and have a laugh with any kind of person, or just try to relate to them at a basic level. I feel like that helps when you're having, for example, like you just said, teamwork. Like if I'm working with coworkers, and just to break the ice a little bit to make us more comfortable working with each other, I feel like it's good to have these interpersonal skills. I feel like that's one of my strengths. I feel like another one of my strengths is just like raw like mathematical skills. I feel like I'm very proficient at that. That's something that I really keyed in on in college. But I feel like after graduating, one of the things I really keyed in on was the interpersonal skills, the presentations, the, relationships with coworkers and things like that. And I would probably say that one of my weaknesses are that would be that sometimes I'm too hard on myself probably when I don't do things perfectly, so I need to like be a little bit more lenient on myself.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, those are good. Yeah, just like how you were trying to pronounce weaknesses. You were like,
Right.
yeah, you were a little mad at yourself, but it's all good. You like that. All right. Tell me about
Right.
your last job and how it prepared you for this one.
Well, actually, my last job, I was fortunate enough to get it through networking. I actually had an internship for the city of Philadelphia, and I was in the division of aviation. So that means that I was working with the city at the Philadelphia International Airport. and I had the opportunity to work in a couple different departments. You know, I got the opportunity to work in supply chain, which is huge, which is a huge field right now. And this was when I was in my sophomore year and junior year. So I was working in supply chain, and I just got to see like the ins and outs, the workings of that. And then my last summer interning there, I actually got to work in the finance department. So I got to get a real um, hands-on look at, you know, what they do on a day-to-day basis. I'm working with Excel sheets. I'm working with Money Guy Pro. You know, I'm familiar with a lot of the software you guys use. So I feel like that really gives me a leg up on other applicants you may have, because you don't really have to teach me as much.
So that was perfect how you mentioned that. I was curious to know how familiar are you with Excel?
I'm extremely familiar with Excel. As you know, I'm familiar with, you know, Excel. There's like a lot of functions. You know, there's not just typing things into a box. So I'm familiar with vertical lookup, horizontal lookup, many other functions, time value of money functions within Excel, and I'm also proficient in Microsoft Access databases. So I feel like that could only serve to help you guys come.
Yeah, that's absolutely exactly what we were looking for. Now, to continue on with some of your other skills, how are you with customer service?
Actually, some of my first jobs were customer service. My very first job, I was a valet for like upscale people. So that just taught me a lot about being patient and, you know, just knowing the customers are, you know, when you get your first customer service job, customers are
Yeah,
always right. And you hate it. We hate it. Everybody hates it. But, you know, that's just the way the job works.
got to
So,
do what you got to do.
you know, yeah, got to do what you got to do for the money. So I learned how to be very patient with customers and just, you know, be
That's
comfortable.
that's very good. Now, as I've seen, uh, as we were talking, you seem very proficient in these communication skills. So I'm not even going to ask you if you're good at communication. I can tell you're very personable. I can feel that, and I can really respect that. And I feel like you're good. You're good in the communication skill aspect. So, what other skills do you have that you could bring to our team?
What other skills do I have? Let me think.
Mhm.
What other skills do I have? Probably another skill that I have. I know probably a lot of people don't say this, but another skill that I have is just patience. I feel like when people are working in teams, they also forget that, you know, other people work at different paces.
Yeah,
And I think that that's important, because if you want to get the most out of everybody when you're working on a team project, you need to know what everybody's capabilities are. You need to know what timeline everybody's working on and deadlines and stuff like that. So I feel like that's something that while I was in college, I learned like time management and stuff like that. And especially, you know, working on group projects, you waiting on somebody to send something in, and they're
mm,
waiting and you're waiting on them, and, you know,
yeah.
so patience is definitely something I worked on while I was in school. So I feel like that's something that's one of my strengths as well.
That was a good answer. I like that. Um, in addition, how adaptable are you to learning new tasks in a fast-paced environment like Solomon Page?
Actually, that's the fast-paced environment and learning new things is one of the main reasons why I wanted to, why I was interested in working for you guys. I'm a person where, like, if a job gets way too monotonous, too fast, I'm gonna lose interest. So I feel like a fast-paced working environment where I'm constantly learning new things would probably best suit me. So yeah, I feel like that's actually probably the best for me, and that's probably why we're talking right now, actually.
Yeah,
So
that's exactly why we're looking at you. All right. So I wanted to know a specific time where you eliminated a potential problem before it even happened.
wow, a specific time where I eliminated a potential problem. Um, well, this might seem a little random, but it takes me. My initial thought is it takes me back to actually high school. So I was on the wrestling team, and, you know, like, we had lost a few matches, so we were having conflict on the team. And our captains were kind of like going back and forth.
Hmm.
So what I did was I saw something was gonna like come to a head at some point.
Yeah.
So pretty much what I did was I took one of our captains aside and I said, listen, man, like, what's best for the team is that you guys get along, and I see that you guys are gonna actually get into a conflict pretty soon. So I just want to just try and mitigate this before it gets anywhere. And that's one of the times that like ends up coming to the top of my mind first, because we actually won the championship that year. And I feel like it was in large part due to the fact that, you know, on a team, everybody needs to be on the same page. So
Right.
I tried to like mitigate that before it even happened. I saw it happen and I was like, all right, I need to do something. And these are the steps that I can take to prevent something like that from happening.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely a great answer because that can relate to in the work field all the time. Like in Solomon Page, if you're working in a group and two people are button heads, if you could just be that third person that just doesn't stand there on the side, he wants to help out, he wants to make sure that everyone in the workspace is okay. I think that's a great quality to have.
Yes, sir.
So I want to thank you very much for stopping by to
Thank
interview.
you.
It was a great interview, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you, man. I hope I hear back from you guys. Fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.